All right, so we're diving into hiring software engineers today.
Yeah, it can be a challenge.
It can be a real challenge finding the right developer, but this quick deep dive is going to arm you with the knowledge you need to make those decisions
Definitely.
much, much faster.
Yeah. And the first thing I'd say is head over to theperfectdeveloper.com
Okay,
and try out the 5 questions. It's a tool that'll help you pinpoint exactly what you need
gotcha.
before you even start looking.
So back to the basics. What even is a software engineer?
Well, you can think of them as the architects and builders of the
Mhm.
digital world. They use their coding skills to create, well, everything.
Right, from the apps on our phones
Exactly, from
to,
apps to,
to like complex systems.
yeah, complex systems running companies.
So, okay, what about the term developer? Is that the same thing?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. The terms are often used interchangeably,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a subtle difference. Software engineers typically have a broader scope. They're focusing on the design and architecture of a whole system.
So developers are a little more like specialized.
Yes, they might just focus on a specific part of a project.
Gotcha. So both are crucial, but the engineer has that bigger picture in mind.
Exactly.
But let's say, okay, I'm ready to hire. What skills should I even be looking for?
I mean, it is kind of a whole other language out there.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, and theperfectdeveloper.com actually breaks all that down for you
Okay,
based
personal.
on what you need. But generally, look for proficiency in some of the popular languages like Python,
Mm.
Java, or C++.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Soft skills are just as important.
Soft skills like what?
Communication, problem solving,
Okay.
teamwork.
Gotcha.
So yeah, things like that. Those are really the skills that turn a good coder into a great team member.
Makes sense. So you need someone who can, not only write the code,
Right.
but work with other people.
Yeah.
Explain it to others.
Yeah.
Okay, now location and salary, like is Silicon Valley still the place to be and how much should I be prepared to pay?
That's a good question. And honestly, the tech world is global now.
Okay.
You can find talent all over the place. Salaries are going to range pretty wildly depending on where you're looking and how much experience they have.
Makes sense.
You might find a great developer, say in Eastern Europe, for a fraction of what it cost you to hire someone in San Francisco.
Wow.
So theperfectdeveloper.com, they actually provide salary insights based on location. So
Okay,
you can make more informed decisions.
that is super helpful. Figuring out salary ranges, it's just a guessing game for me.
Yeah,
So, okay, I've got my skills list.
right.
I've got a sense of location, budget. What about like the different ways to hire full-time, part-time, freelance? How do we even choose?
That's the age-old question.
Right.
Each model has its pros and cons,
Yeah.
and it really depends on what you need. Full-time, obviously, you've got dedicated team members, but that comes with higher costs.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time can be more cost-effective, but you might have limited availability.
Right, right.
And freelancers offer you a lot of flexibility, but they might require more management.
Okay.
ThePerfectDeveloper.com, they actually have resources that go through and break down each model in detail.
Nice.
It'll really help you find the right fit for your specific project.
Oh, it's amazing how much just goes into thinking about hiring.
It is.
I'm starting to see why people get overwhelmed.
Yeah, it can feel like a lot.
Yeah.
But that's why resources like theperfectdeveloper.com exist.
Yeah.
They make it way less intimidating.
Okay, speaking of intimidating, are there any red flags I should watch out for during the hiring process? Things that just scream, like, run.
Oh, absolutely. One of
Okay.
the big ones is a candidate that's super focused on the salary,
Yeah.
but doesn't show a lot of interest in the project
Oh,
or the company culture.
right, right.
Be wary of those who can't back up their claims, with portfolio or some work samples.
So it's not just about skills on paper.
No, you want to see what they can actually do.
Right, someone who's passionate.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've got skills, location, hiring models, red flags. Anything else, like before I jump in?
One thing people often forget is the cost beyond the salary,
Oh, right.
like recruitment, onboarding,
Yeah.
making sure they've got the right tools, equipment. It all adds up. And theperfectdeveloper.com, they've got some great resources on that so you can build a realistic budget.
I feel like we're uncovering hidden treasure here.
Right.
Seriously, listeners, head to theperfectdeveloper.com after this
Yeah,
and start exploring. You will not regret it.
absolutely.
Okay, so once I've wrapped my head around all these additional costs, what about retaining talent?
Yeah, I mean, hiring is only half the battle.
That's true.
So we'll dive into that in a second. But first, we've got a quick word from our sponsor.
All right, so we're back
Okay.
and ready to tackle the second half of this whole hiring challenge, which is Keeping those great developers happy once you've got them. Right, because what's the point of finding the perfect developer
Exactly.
only to have them leave a few months later?
You got it.
Yeah.
It's not rocket science, but it does require some effort on your part.
Okay.
First and foremost, competitive salary and benefits.
Right.
You want them to feel valued, appreciated,
Makes sense. Happy wallet, happy developer.
pretty much,
But
but
there's got to be more to it.
yeah, it goes beyond just the money.
Okay.
Think opportunities for growth and development.
Right.
Developers are constantly learning and evolving.
Yeah.
So offer them some training programs, mentorship opportunities,
Hmm.
or even just time to explore new technologies.
So you're investing in their future,
Exactly.
knowing them that you care about their career path.
Yeah. And this might sound obvious, but a positive work environment
Right.
goes a long way. Encourage collaboration, open communication,
Okay.
healthy work-life balance.
No one wants to be stressed and overworked.
Nope. And I bet theperfectdeveloper.com has some insights on what a positive work environment for developers really looks like.
I bet they do, yeah.
We've got tons of resources
Mm-hmm.
based on real experiences.
Cool.
So here's another tip. Give your developers ownership and autonomy.
Okay.
Let them have a say in what they're working on.
Right, they're not just robots.
Exactly. Encourage them to take initiative, trust them to make
It's
decisions.
like no one wants to feel like just a cog in a machine, right?
Exactly. Empowering them keeps them engaged.
Makes sense.
And you'll probably get better work out of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all great in theory, but how do you actually do this?
Yeah, I mean, that's where things get a little more nuanced.
Yeah.
There's no one right answer.
Okay.
It really depends on your company culture, the
Mm.
size of your team, the nature of your projects.
Mm-hmm.
But a good place to start is to have open and honest conversations with them.
So, like, actually ask them what they want.
Yeah. Don't just assume.
Okay.
Check in with them, get feedback, and listen to what they have to say.
So, communication is key.
Always.
I'm sensing a theme here.
You got it.
Okay.
And remember, retaining talent, it's an ongoing thing.
Okay.
It's not just a one-time thing.
Right, you can't just forget about them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need to constantly be evaluating and adapting.
Great.
Make sure your developers feel valued, challenged, and fulfilled.
I feel more confident about this whole hiring and retaining thing.
Good.
Definitely a journey, not a destination.
That's a great way to put it.
This has been awesome.
Yeah.
So before we wrap things up,
Yeah.
I have to say, again, if you're even thinking about hiring a software engineer,
Yeah.
theperfectdeveloper.com is like your new best friend.
For sure.
They've got everything you need to navigate this.
Couldn't agree more.
And for those of you who haven't already, pause this deep dive right now.
Yes.
Head to theperfectdeveloper.com
Please.
and try out that 5 questions tool.
It's a great tool.
Yeah, super helpful.
Yeah, it'll really help you clarify what you need in a developer.
Awesome. Now for our final thoughts on this whole thing. All right, so we've talked about a lot in this mini deep dive.
We have.
Figuring out the different types of developers, navigating the hiring process,
Right?
and even keeping them happy once you've hired them. But before we let you go,
Yeah.
I'll leave you with a final
A final thought.
provoking question.
Because, I mean, the tech world is constantly changing.
It is, yeah.
New languages, frameworks, technologies
Right.
popping up all the time.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure your hiring decisions not only address your needs now, but also, anticipate what you might need in the future?
That's a good one. So you don't want to just find someone who's skilled today.
Right.
You want someone who can adapt and grow with your company
Exactly.
as tech changes.
Yeah. So as you're going through this whole process, think about the future of your projects.
Yeah.
Think about the industry as a whole. Are there any, emerging technologies that you think might be important down the line?
So, like, should I be asking candidates about AI,
You could.
even if it's not something I need right now?
It's worth thinking about for sure.
Okay.
It's about finding that balance
Oh.
between your immediate needs
Yeah.
and building a team that can adapt.
Future-proof.
Yeah. And if you're not sure what those future trends are,
Yeah, where would we even...
theperfectdeveloper.com. Of
course.
They have resources on that too.
I have everything.
I know, it's amazing.
So, final takeaway. Hire for today, but keep an eye on tomorrow.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it too.
Well, remember, hiring the right software engineers, I mean, that can really be the thing that, drives your company's success.
Yeah.
So choose wisely, invest in your team, and watch those ideas come to life.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And don't forget, theperfectdeveloper.com
Yes.
is there every step of the way
They are a great resource.
to help you find those perfect developers.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us
Thanks for having me.
for this whirlwind mini deep dive
Yeah.
into the world of hiring software engineers.
We hope you learned something.
We hope you feel a little less overwhelmed
Less overwhelmed.
and a lot more empowered to make those hiring decisions.
Yeah, that's what we want.
Awesome. Until next time,
Until next time.
happy hiring.